Rice and Grain has just recently completed a expansion project. One of the funny things and great things, I think, especially on a hot day like today, is Ryan, who lives in Jonesboro, Arkansas with his family, he likes to go snow skiing and snowboarding. So without further ado, Ryan Carwell.
Good morning, everyone. John, thanks for the introduction, and thanks for putting this program together. Governor Sanders, thanks for coming and spending some time with us to hear about the expansion in Phillips County. Just a quick little brief history on Poinsett Rice and Grain. We've been in business for 35 years, and we're based in Jonesboro, Arkansas. We provide a price daily to the local farmers for rice, beans, wheat, and corn. We employ around 125 people, and we operate 7 inland facilities, 2 river ports, and a rice mill. So we're heavy in the export business, rice and beans primarily. So 2019, we had the opportunity to purchase the Helena Bridge terminal, and that turned out to be a great opportunity for us. I mean, this is a great area for very rich agricultural land, and you have a great grower base of farmers here. So through that, and at the time, Helena Bridge also, they had around 17 employees, and we were able to transition all those guys to us, and they currently work with us. Great group of people here. And so we've had a lot of expansion, a lot of success, and through that we just kind of outgrew the port. And for us to continue to grow, provide better service, we were going to need to make an investment. So when we purchased Helena Bridge, they use piggyback conveyors, floating docks, and the capacity just wasn't there for us. So we committed to build a permanent structure. So we've invested $9 million into this permanent structure. It's a 60,000 bushel per hour belt, which is about an 800% increase from what we're currently doing. And then river stages, we plan for the low and the high to give greater access to the river at all times. And we're going to be ready, up and running for this 2023 harvest, and we're looking forward to it. Thank you all.
Thank you, Ryan. Next up, we have Pat Skates, president of the Skates River Terminal. Pat has a career that has gone from Washington, D.C., working on the 2012 Farm Bill, to going back to his family roots in the agricultural business. Skates Group has just got a terminal going in Helena this year from the old Griffin Grain Terminal. So without any further ado, Pat.
Thank you, John. Governor, I grew up in a town in a region much like Helena, so a lot of times we feel like we're forgotten in these parts of the country, and we really appreciate you coming today. It means a lot to hear what we're doing, hear what other people in the community are doing, so thank you so much for coming. A little background about our family and our operation. Grew up on a family farm in southern Illinois, and we have a farming business, irrigation business, trucking business, and recently got into the river terminal business a few years ago. So we operate a river terminal up in Shawneetown, Illinois, which is right where Indiana, Illinois, and Kentucky come together on the Ohio River. And once we got into that industry, we started talking to more people, learning more about the industry, and learned about the old Griffin River Terminal, which has been a big facility here in the region. And so we took the opportunity to take that port over and terminal. As everyone in this room probably knows, it's a very old terminal and lots of infrastructure that needs to be replaced. So we've started that back in February, doing a lot of upgrading. So we have a great relationship with ADM that we move fertilizer and some grain through there as well. And then there's some local ag retailers, Novus Ag. They pull a lot of tons out of there. So just a little about what we do at the terminal. We bring in dry fertilizer and liquid fertilizer, and that is sold to other retailers or sold direct to farm and going straight to the field. And then we also have grain in the fall, so we'll be starting that up. Actually, on on my drive over this morning, noticed some cornfields that have already been shelled, so harvest is already upon us, and which is hard to believe that the summer went by as quick as it did. But you know, Helena has been really good to us. The relationships that we've already made and very welcoming, so can't say enough about that. We plan to do some more major infrastructure upgrades over the next year and a half. So we're hopeful in a short time we'll be able to make some more announcements about that. But I really appreciate the welcoming atmosphere that Helena has brought to us. And again, Governor, thank you so much for having us today.
Before we go on with the next speaker, I just wanted to add something today. We are so grateful to be here in this room at Phillips Community College, and there's many reasons for that. I've shared with the governor, I said, I'm grateful for you, your staff, all these business leaders that are represented here today, that they realize that the best place to have a ribbon cutting in August was inside an air-conditioned building. So let's give everyone a big hand for that. Our next speaker up is Mr. Bill Davis with Schooler. Bill has over 30 years in the ag commodity business, and he has a specialty in dealing with refinery. And he's going to talk a little bit about what Schooler has done with the biodiesel plant on Highway 20 here in town. Bill.
So thanks, John. Thanks for the invitation. Thanks to Governor Sanders for taking the time to recognize the many economic developments that's gone on here in Phillips County. I'm Bill Davis, Vice President at Schooler Company. I'm in our Emerging Businesses Division. Schooler's honored, excited to be part of the growth here in Helena Harbor, Phillips County, in the state of Arkansas. We're a 130-year-old agribusiness company. We're based in Omaha, Nebraska, 1,400 employees worldwide, the 48th largest privately held company in the United States. Like Phillips County, we too are in a growth trajectory. One of the key spaces we see potential to grow our business is the convergence of ag and energy. And the convergence has really taken place over the last 15 years and expected to grow even more substantially in the next 5. And we're building out our supply chain to deliver oils and fats to this growing renewable energy space. This past January, Schooler acquired the idled Sulfuels biodiesel plant here in Helena. We've made additional investments in the site. We'll operate it as a feedstock pretreatment blending facility that will supply renewable fuel producers here in the U.S. We're making good progress on the project. The site was commissioned here this last month. We should have oil running through the plant here this morning. We retained 2 employees when we bought it. We're currently up to 6, plan to go to a total of 12 here when fully operational. We look forward to working with Phillips County, state of Arkansas, to continue to improve the infrastructure and services here in the area to grow and increase the transportation efficiency that services these businesses. Again, thank you for inviting Schooler. We're happy to be here. We're excited to be part of the celebration for the port, and as the region continues to develop, we're excited to be part of your community and contribute to the growth and prosperity. Thanks, everyone.
Next up, from Helm Fertilizer and the president of the Helm Corporation Nutrition Group for all of the Americas, we have Michael Payton. Michael has a 17-year history with the company. Helm has got a lot of exciting things that'll be going on with them in the coming months and years. And so at this time, come on up, Michael.
Thank you, John, and thank you, Governor, for joining today and inviting me here. So Helm is a third-generation owned company. And I focus mainly on the U.S., and our owner is very committed to the crop solutions business, which includes crop nutrition. So we have between the Rocky Mountains, Appalachian Mountains, Gulf of Mexico up into Canada, 20 terminals that we either own or lease, but we operate them. And so as we grew the business to this level, the owner wanted to know, where do we expand next? And so we chose Arkansas here in Helena to expand on a terminal we already own and operate here. So our terminal in West Helena, we just spent $12 million upgrading to build double the dry storage capacity, so from 20,000 to 40,000 tons, and liquid capacity is 24. So we got that up and running for this spring. It's done very well, and the next phase is hopefully to get rail in here. So we service a lot of retailers throughout the country, mainly with truck and rail. So we take barges into these terminals and distribute it out the fertilizer out by rail and truck. So if we get the rail in Helena, then that opens up some of the Midwestern market to the west of the Mississippi that we don't cover today. I would like to thank the governor again, John, and others involved for the support that they've given us. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. We have a few introductions I'd like to do at this time. Of course, we have with us today State Representative Mark McElroy, Phillips County Judge Clark Hall, Helena West Helena Mayor Christopher Franklin, and Governor. As you know, we've had our share of water challenges lately, but we've got two representatives here with us from Arkansas Rural Water who have done a tireless job assisting the citizens of this community. And we've got Dennis Sternberg and Chris Harris with Rural Water today. Next up, I get to introduce my board chairman at Helena Harbor. And with the board members we have with us here today, they took a real big step forward a few years ago to say the status quo was not good enough. We needed to make a change for the better, and we needed to do something to help move this community forward. And taking those kind of steps, it's not always easy, it's not always comfortable, but it is the right thing to do. And Governor, one of the things I can say that I know where this has paid off was that this board allowed us to take all the steps needed to save rail back in 2015. You're in a community that lost its rail in 2015. And these speakers that have spoken today, they've talked about rail and how much it is into their expansion plan. And one of the key individuals in this growth and this vision is our board chairman, Leroy Carter. Bishop Carter is a man who wears many hats. He's an ordained minister, he's a business entrepreneur, and he has been a vital and driving force in bringing Helena Harbor where it is today. So at this time, Chairman Carter, please come forward.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. John is so generous with his remarks. I'm thankful for the privilege to share in this capacity. Give honor to all of our board of directors, to you, Madam Governor, and to all of our business people here, our distinguished mayor, Mr. Franklin. And I would be remiss if I didn't recognize, with nothing against anybody in this room, the prettiest lady in here, my lovely wife, Betty Carter. As I've said on behalf of all of our board members who has worked tirelessly to make things happen in Phillips County, I want to take this opportunity to add with all of the other welcomes, to welcoming our governor here to Phillips County. We certainly are grateful for all of the businesses that are here that pick Phillips County to make their business grow and expand here on today. This is an exciting time for Helena Harbor and Phillips County, Governor. We're so thankful for you choosing to come here with us on today. We have several infrastructure projects that's on the way, and we're working tirelessly to make those things happen, that we can become a viable industrial park. We still have a waterway system to develop, and we have accomplished many tasks over the years. And today it's my pleasure to introduce or to present our great governor of this great state of Arkansas. She is no stranger to us. She has been here on many occasions. I remember when she came here, before she got to be governor, we already knew who our next governor would be. She has been down to Harbor. She has visited the marina. She's also stayed here at one of our great inns. They watered an inn with her husband and her family. She knows us a whole lot better than some of us may think. But I would be remiss if I didn't say thank you, Governor, for your appointments of Hugh McDonald and Clint O'Neill, AEDC, who make sure that we are never forgotten. I'm also thankful for the grant that we have gotten from the Arkansas Waterways Commissioner that will help us build and support Helena. We're thankful for the grant that we have received, that it will also help us to continue to build on our infrastructure. And one day we can truly be a full functioning harbor. The grant that we've received, Governor, will help us to support and rebuild our rail system, to help all of the businesses, especially Helm, and all of our future businesses that we look forward to coming to making Helena their home. But without any further preliminaries or ado, my task was to introduce or to present our governor, because she need no introduction. And everybody in this room today will lift our hands and say we voted for you even if we didn't. It is my pleasure to bring to the podium the 47th governor of the state of Arkansas, Governor Sarah Sanders, Huckabee Sanders.
You know, with an introduction like that, you should quit right away. It's one of the things I love about the Delta. They'll claim every vote no matter who gave it to you, so I appreciate that. You know, one of the things I love about Bishop Carter is I gave him a compliment and he immediately gave it to his wife. So Bishop, I'm gonna give you my husband Brian's number here in just a minute so you can remind him of how that works. But you know, they joke that you wear many hats, but nobody wears a suit quite as well as you do. I told him he's the best dressed man here and always is, and he said it's your doing. He has nothing to do with it, so keep up the good work. It is such a great time to be back here in Helena. Just an incredible community and wonderful to be here and have good news to share. I want to thank John Edwards for hosting this event and for all of the business leaders, not just those who spoke, but all of those that are here in the room who continue to invest in this community and in this region. The Delta is one of the richest, culturally rich areas of our entire state. Has some of the best food, the best people, the best music. I grew up coming and watching my dad play at the King Biscuit Blues Festival every year right here in Helena. And he's not a bad guitar player, so I was always glad that they let him up on stage. Came here eating tamales made by Joe St. Columbia pretty regularly and try to get those every time I'm in the area. One of my favorite things I love to do when I'm in this part of the state is to go duck hunting. And I'm especially excited to go as governor. This will be my first season that I get to actually go as the governor of the state. And the reason I'm excited about that is because when I was a kid and my dad went with my brothers not too far from here for the first time as governor, they went out, they're sitting in the blind, and the ducks come in and everybody shoots. And immediately they start congratulating my dad. Amazing, great shot, Governor. Wonderful. My brother looks over and goes, at least make him fire his gun first. So much like the way that the voting works, the duck hunting claims go the same way in this area, and I'm pretty excited about taking credit probably for a lot of ducks I don't shoot too. But there's so many other great things that are happening here and across our state. Arkansas's economy is taking off, not just here, but all over. We have the lowest unemployment rate in our state's history, and job growth is soaring. Companies are paying attention, and they're starting to invest heavily in Arkansas. I know the previous speakers gave a rundown of our announcements today, but I want to reiterate just how major this news is for Helena and the surrounding region. The Helena Health Foundation is bringing a brand new water supply online for this city and its harbor. The Helena Harbor Industrial Complex is building 4,000 acres of prime development opportunity on one of the finest harbors on all of the Mississippi. Skates Group and Helm Fertilizer will make this city a focal point in fertilizer transport. And Schooler Grain Biodiesel is charting new and innovative ways to power America right here in Helena. And Poinsett Rice and Grain is doubling down on Arkansas' status as America's rice capital to bring even more of this homegrown product straight to the market. And I couldn't be more grateful for these businesses' decision to invest in Arkansas, and especially here in the Delta. In my administration, we're doing all we can to make announcements like this routine, not the exception. I ran to be Arkansas's education governor because I know that quality schools are how we take students off the path of poverty and put them onto a lifetime path of success. Arkansas Learns is going into effect as we speak, raising teacher pay, investing in literacy, and expanding education freedom to every family in the state. One of the very first meetings that I had as governor was right here in this area. We gathered with education leaders, superintendents, principals, at the request of Senator Murdoch, who I saw sneak in here a minute ago. There you are. And Senator Linda Chesterfield, we came here and we met with those education leaders, and some of the ideas that they presented that day are reflected in the final piece of the LEARNS legislation. And we're going to continue fighting to make sure that every single family in the state, every student, has access to a quality education. We're making major changes to bring Arkansans off the sidelines and into the labor force, and we have a lot more of that coming. We're cutting taxes, we're cleaning up crime, and we're investing in tourism, all to make Arkansas the best place in the country to live, to work, and to raise a family. It's an honor to be back here in Helena, and I can't thank these business leaders enough for their willingness to continue to invest here. Together, we will grow this region. We will continue to make Arkansas the best state in the country. Thank you so much for letting me be here and for all of your work to make Helena such a great place. Appreciate it.